association with this continues to head to the east. So if you're in, we're not out of the woods yet in regards to just severe thunderstorms in general for today. So we'll still see that severe thunderstorm threat today for Princeton, Evansville, Henderson. See, this box just popped up. So this line continues to be severe, and then we've got this tiny little radar indicated box right here just to the south of Carmi, where we are seeing that tornado warning continue through. So let me go back and kind of zoom in a little bit on this so we can take a closer look just to the south of Carmi. If you're in Norris City there, kind of zooming in, so kind of somewhat of an open area where that tornado warning is, but again, it's just to the west of Solitude and Mount Vernon, to the south of Carmi. Let me look and see at any storm damage. Gallatin County, Illinois, reports some wind damage, pole and line down along 2nd Street. A severe thunderstorm, has already been issued for Wabash, Wayne. Again, this radar indicated tornado capable of producing a tornado located near Norris City or 11 miles northeast of El Dorado. It's moving east at 30 miles per hour. I'm trying to read through some of these. In Hamilton County at 9:45, wind damage caused a tree to blow down. So again, a very strong line of storms that's going to be coming through. And let me track this with my manual. The tracker will say this is moving about east-northeast, 50 miles per hour. So if we can kind of stretch that out there. So it'll be less than 40 minutes in Evansville, less than 14 minutes in Mount Vernon is when we're going to see that storm come through. So again, this is moving to the east, northeast at 50 miles per hour actually. Let's clear that out. And again, this is a long line of just severe storms that are continuing through right now across the tri-state area. And as we take a look at this line, we do see just a line of severe storms, and these storms have been producing winds that have blown trees down. They're producing pea-sized hail, and we still do see that tornado warning that's just to the south of Carmi. It's kind of blending in right there with those the red, because it's blending in with the very, very, very heavy rains right there. So possible tornado there, and that tornado warning has been issued. That's in effect until 10:15 this morning. So if you go to your safe place, again, that is for White County. That's going to be for until 10:15. This storm is capable of producing a tornado, originally located near Norris City, and this is continuing to move east at 30 miles per hour. So pretty strong right here. And as I kind of zoom back in with this is where the tornado warning is. We're seeing this hail core where we're seeing this darker purple. Let's see here, that's along County Road 1450, East County Road 600. So pretty open area, but the closest towns to this would be New Haven if you're in New Haven or Norris City, and even if you're in Solitude or Mount Vernon, this is continuing to push to the east of us. And then as we zoom back out, it's a very just strong line of storms moving about 50 miles per hour east. And as you can see, what's in its path within the next under 40 minutes, next 30 minutes to an hour, Princeton, Evansville, Henderson, Morganfield, Marion. But the main threat with the tornado is headed towards Mount Vernon. So if you're in Mount Vernon or Solitude, I would definitely get to my safe place. And this is actually a tornado debris swath, so we're not really seeing anything pop up with this. We're going to go to the Barren and look at that. And this is kind of dissecting the storm a little bit. I'm not seeing a distinct tornado notch. You can see this up here near Albion means that there is some low-level rotation being detected. So there's a lot of rotation being detected along this line of storms. The little notch you see just to the south of Albion. This little spinny thing means there's some type of rotation. Not issued a tornado warning yet with that. And then if you're in Mount Vernon, definitely would get to my my safe spot. And then where we're seeing those dark purples is where we're seeing those hail cores. So this can be very strong. But again, this whole line of storms right now that's headed this way is going to be severe. And we're expecting this as will continue through the tri-state area within the next about less than an hour. We should be seeing that kind of work through Evansville as it continues to move to the east, northeast. So Carmi, just to the south of Carmi there, we've got this tornado warning. We're not really seeing any tornado notches in this, and I haven't got any reports officially of a tornado on the ground, but this is letting us know that some rotation is being detected with these storms. And as we take a look near Albion, we are seeing some rotation being detected with these storms as well. And then Shawneetown, Ridgeway, in that line. But here's where the tornado warning is. Mount Vernon, very, very close to you right now. I definitely would make sure I was in my safe spot if I were you. And then to the south of Carmi, there's that kind of that hill core. Again, we're getting some rotation being detected just to the east of Albion. So we'll continue to monitor that. Lots of lightning with this, but this tornado warning continues through at least the next, the National Weather Service has issued it for the next about 20 minutes or so. And as we continue to check some of these storm reports for you, I'm trying to see if there's been any actual tornado on ground reports. Mainly we are just seeing tree down, Hamilton County, Illinois. Law enforcement in Gallatin County, Illinois has reported a pole and power line down along 2nd Street. Again, this tornado warning continues through 10:15. Where you're seeing that red box right there. I'm going to pull back out of this and go to level 2 radar and show you this line of storms. So this severe line of storms continuing through the tri-state area right now. So if you are in Albion, if you're in Carmi, if you are in Ridgeway, Shawneetown, and that red box right there, again, this is a radar indicated tornado warning that is in effect for the next 15 minutes or so. We're seeing rotation just to the east of Albion. Shawneetown, we're seeing some of those thunderstorms and showers continue through, and this is going to continue to push off to the east. And so just know, expect this line of storms that's slowly moving to the east, northeast. This continues through the bulk of your morning, and it's slowly going to continue to work through the tri-state area. So far, we've got a lot of reports of damaging winds. We've seen power lines down, trees down, especially in our Illinois counties. And with this, as this continues to make its way through the tri-state area, it's going to continue to slowly push off to the east, northeast. And as it does, we're seeing these thunderstorms, severe thunderstorm warning boxes kind of pop up along that. So we've got a line of severe thunderstorms that continue to work through the tri-state area. Where you're seeing that rotation, that's letting us know there's some type of rotation going on. We don't have a tornado warning issued for that yet. And then we do have, you can see just to the south of Carmi. Let me zoom in here again on my radar. And this is actually where the tornado warning is. We're seeing a few notches in there because where you see those notches, it's where the winds are, rotating around each other. We continue to track that. So that tornado warning is until 10:15 for White County. And as I'm looking at some of these storm reports in White County, there's actually a tree down over Illinois, 1 mile north of 141. So there are reports of trees down where this radar indicated possible tornado is. And we've been having reports of a pea-sized hail with this, and we continue. Thank you. Someone's handing me paper. Thank you. That's perfect. We continue to track this. So if you, again, are in White County, I definitely would go to my safe inner room, that tornado warning continuing. And once you start seeing this kind of here, let me walk up here. Once you start seeing this kind of inflow, that's letting you know that the air is kind of rotating around in there, and so that little notch. Again, this is radar indicated. We haven't had any confirmation that an actual the tornado is touching the ground right now, but we are having this tornado warning. New Haven, make sure you are in your safe spot. And then Solitude is outside of that, but this is continuing to push off to the east of us. So we are getting some reports of storm damage, not necessarily even from a tornado with this line as this continues to move down. But man, when we zoom back out, I'm actually going to refresh this radar for you kind of so we can start over fresh, and that means I'm going to have to delete this real quick. It's kind of moving around, but as we do move down, you can see a line of severe thunderstorms continuing to work their way through the tri-state area. And these severe thunderstorm boxes just keep popping up along this. So we'll kind of work down this line. We'll start back up near Albion, where you're seeing those little rotating. This is letting us know there's some type of rotation going on, although a tornado warning has not been issued. White County is seeing the tornado warning just to the south of Carmi. That's going to continue through until about 10:15, and then we're continuing to see just pea-sized hail. We're seeing wind damage with this. It's a very, very strong line of thunderstorms. So we haven't had any confirmation of a tornado on the ground yet with this, but again, White County, this tornado warning, this continues until about 10:15, and the rest of this line outside of that tornado warning is severe. So we're seeing Shawneetown is in that area, as well as Cave & Rock, and the system continues to push to the east. So Evansville, Henderson, Dixon, we're going to continue to kind of monitor this right now, but this line of storms obviously capable of producing very strong storms. So I definitely would get into my safe place, and some of these storms, even that aren't in the tornado warning area, we're seeing reports of pea-sized hail, of power lines down, of trees down. So once again, we've got a long line of thunderstorms that are severe this morning, and we've got this tornado warning going on right now. That is for White County. That's until 10:15. That continues through. The severe thunderstorm warnings continue to pop up. Again, this tornado warning, it is radar indicated. It is capable of producing the tornado, and that is going to be for about the next 15 minutes or so. This is a little slower moving. It's moving east at 30 miles per hour. So if you're in this area, definitely make sure. I was finding my safe spot right now. This whole line, so we're going to kind of zoom back out again, and as we take a look at that, we are seeing a line of severe thunderstorms continuing through Princeton, Albion, Carmi. We've got this little box. That's the tornado warning for White County. That's in effect until 10:15. Ridgeway, Morganfield, Marion. So get to your safe spot, especially if you are in White County, as this storm here is capable of producing a possible tornado. Again, this is radar indicated. This is going to be in effect until 10:15. This is for White County. We don't have any confirmations. It hasn't been confirmed, but again, radar indicated a tornado warning. This is going to be until 10:15, and this is along a line of thunderstorms and showers that continue through the tri-state area. And I'm going to toss to Kayla. She has a little bit of information for us.
Well, Jackie, I just got off the phone with the White County Sheriff's Office, and what they told me was that the storm really just rolled through their area. So it looks like it could be some time before we get some of those early reports of specific damage. But what we've heard so far is that there was heavy lightning, strong winds that went through that area. No specific damage that we know of so far, other than we've heard of some trees down in these regions that this storm has gone through because of these damaging winds. But right now we're working to get some more information on any power outages that might be out there, and just any specific damage reports. Certainly, if you have any pictures wherever you are, once it's safe, please send us a picture to news@wev.com. Jackie?
All right, thank you so much, Kayla. So again, that White County, Illinois, we've got that tornado warning, and as Kayla just said, we haven't got much confirmed yet in regards. We haven't seen tornado on ground, but I actually put up the bear, and this is kind of dissecting the storm. Hail core right there, that means strong. Marion, just to the west where you're seeing those purple, that's where we're seeing the hail cores. A lot of lightning with this. These storms continue to push to the east, so you can see within the next 30 minutes or so, Evansville, Henderson, Morganfield, these storms continue through. This warning continues through until 10:15 for this tornado warning right here. So if you're in Mount Vernon, I definitely try to find my safe room as this storm continues, and it's been capable of producing a tornado. Again, this is a radar indicated tornado warning. And then as we continue down the line, and again, I have my Barron product up, which is dissecting the storm. Shawneetown, Morganfield, Marion, you're all in that severe thunderstorm warning, and where you're seeing the purple is where you're seeing that hail core. And so these storms have been pretty powerful. Again, as we've been reporting, there's been lots of reports of power lines down, trees down, but we haven't had any official confirmation of an actual tornado yet with this. But a squall line, this whole line of storms now is severe. It's been producing pea-sized hail. It's been producing some strong wind gusts. We've had reports of some pretty strong wind gusts, and let me track that. So it's continuing to make its way through the tri-state area, and if I manually track this can kind of help us see, and you can see there it is, the movement of that kind of let us know how far away. So it's kind of moving between 30 and 50 miles per hour. So Evansville's got under about 30 minutes or less for this storm, and if we go kind of with the movement of this towards Henderson, Owensboro, about an hour or so out from Owensboro, and we move up a little further north. Well, we've already got the severe weather right now in Princeton. So as we continue to track this is a line of severe thunderstorms. We do have this radar indicated tornado warning happening right now for White County. Kayla did say that storm rolled through there pretty quickly. So if you are in Mount Vernon right now, the looks like one of the strongest portions of the storm headed towards you. So that tornado warning still in effect until 10:15. And then just to the south of Carmi, lots of lightning. We haven't gotten an official confirmation of tornado on ground, but again, capable of producing it. Winds and hail, kind of that primary concern. And some areas of rotation have been detected in parts of the storm, and our radar has actually been detecting some low-level rotation with this. And as we continue down this line of storms, Morganfield, Shawneetown, Cave and Rock, we continue to see this line of storms capable of producing the severe weather, and it is producing severe weather as we speak. So you're looking in the next under about 40 minutes or less, it's really going to continue its way through the tri-state, and it's slowly moving. Some portions it's moving about on average 40 miles per hour or so as it continues to push through the tri-state area. Tornado warning still in effect for about 7 more minutes. As long as that tornado warning's up there, we're still going to we still have to track this because that's very important to make sure you are in a safe area with this, and this storm continues through. So if you're in the Mount Vernon area, very close to where this section of the storm that's capable of producing a tornado is heading through there. This whole line of storms is very severe, quite severe right now. We've seen hail cores. When we kind of dissect this, we've seen very strong lightning, and then flooding is another big concern with this. So let's not forget the fact that we can see some flash flooding with these lines of storms. There you see it. It just moved a tad bit again. So definitely make sure you are getting to those interior rooms. Just to try to stay off those roadways. Again, flash flooding is a situation we can see with this. We can also see, we've been seeing winds, power lines down, and I know Kayla has been getting a little bit more information on the storm reports, and we're going to go ahead and toss to her real quick.
Well, Jackie, I've just received some more information about some power outages over there in southern Illinois. Right now, we're hearing of more than 200 customers without power. Those are spread across Edwards, White, Hamilton County, Wayne County, and Gallatin. And we're also learning that there are just a couple trees down in Gallatin County so far. That's the only damage that is known, nothing severe. But again, as we know, these damaging winds moving through that area. And for a lot of these places, this storm is just rolling through. So it could be some time before everyone's able to safely get outside and assess the damage on their respective properties. Jackie?
All right, thank you so much, Kayla. And yeah, we are receiving reports of some pretty strong winds with this. As Kayla just said, a lot of tree downs. Pea-sized and penny-sized hail is what this is capable of producing. And as we go through this line of thunderstorms, a severe line of thunderstorms, and this, so if you're in Evansville, if you're in Henderson, even Madisonville, you're going to start to see some of this coming up here. 30 minutes or less is your time frame. So definitely just make sure you are in somewhere safe for these storms. So we kind of zoom in a little bit on this line. There's where the tornado warning is. So if you're in Mount Vernon, that portion of the storm headed towards you, again, that is a radar indicated tornado warning. We've been seeing a lot of hail cores with this. Morganfield, Shawneetown, Marion, Wheatcroft. So these storms have been producing pea-sized hail. They're capable of producing winds up to 60 miles per hour. Marion, Wheatcroft, again, and then that tornado warning continues for the next few minutes along that line right there. So this is a very long, if you're in Princeton, definitely make sure you're in that shelter. Not all of this storm is under that tornado warning, but this is a very, very strong line of storms. And this, again, as we track that, it's going to be heading towards Evansville and Henderson very shortly. You've got about 20-25 minutes before this storm continues to work through the tri-state area. Owensboro probably has about an hour or less before it hits through there. And then Madisonville, the movement of this, right there, you've got a little tiny severe thunderstorm warning. So most of the tri-state area is under that severe thunderstorm watch, because as this moves through, we've got a weak front that's hitting some of this very just warm, moist air. And as it does in a low pressure system working through it, it's making a perfect combination of seeing these severe thunderstorms. And this continues through this morning. It's a line of severe storms. We've been getting a lot of these reports, obvious from Illinois, because that's where the most of the storms have been this morning. But you can see it starting to really head through and continuing to push east. And we do still have that tornado warning. Tornado warning is continuing through right now. It's still got a couple minutes left on it. And that tornado warning is where you are seeing this little red box here in White County. Although the storm is pretty much continuing to push to the east of where that tornado warning is. It looks like the National Weather Service still kind of riding that out a little bit. Looks like a new storm report in Carmi in White County. A gust of 51 miles per hour was reported. They're actually looks like we're trying to get an update from the National Weather Service as I'm reading through those reports on an update for this tornado warning, but still there, so we'll still be on. And then this line again producing 50+ mile-per-hour winds. It's been producing hail. As we kind of dissected it with the Barron, we're seeing some of the hail cores with this storm. So it's a very, very strong line of thunderstorms. And then again, we still have that tornado warning up for the next couple of minutes. It's in White County, but it's kind of continuing to push off to the east. So if you are in Evansville, if you are in Henderson, Princeton getting hit pretty tough too, and there's a lot of lightning, and you can just see that hail core as this continues through. There's a very long, very strong line of storms with this. And the warning, it looks like, will probably be expiring here at 10:15. It looks like it's kind of tapering off in that area, but we still have this long line of severe weather, and I'm going to pull up the Barron, which dissects the storm, and where you're seeing these purples is where we're seeing it's detecting hail in these storms. So near Marion, you can see possible pea-sized to quarter-sized hail with that. And then we're seeing that just around where that tornado warning is. That's continuing through. And this is continuing to work its way through. So Evansville, Henderson, you can be expecting some very strong storms here very shortly. Next 20 minutes or so as this continues to push to the east-northeast, we're continuing to see these storms. Tornado warning only has about not much time left on it, and it should expire here in the next minute or so. Pretty soon it should be expiring, and once that expires, we still do have this line of severe thunderstorms, and yep, there it is, 10:15. They just expired it. So we'll continue to track these thunderstorms. I'll just take one more look at these, but yep, they expired the tornado warning as expected, and this line still producing some severe weather. And if more tornadoes are produced along this, radar indicated, again, we didn't get confirmation, but it was definitely capable of producing that. We're going to continue to keep you updated, but very, very strong storms that just you'll probably be hearing the siren soon here in Evansville. It looks like they're just put that box up. So this is continuing through, and we'll probably do a few updates on this storm as well as it continues to head through Evansville, Henderson, Princeton, and we'll keep you updated. So again, I'm meteorologist Jackie Brown, and we'll continue to keep you updated on this squall line of severe thunderstorms as they move.